Hi, if you are about to launch your first startup, then this video will help you a lot to recognize what are the main tools and also procedures to take in understanding your market. One of the first early exercises when you start thinking about your product is building your business model. And in this business model, there is a key matrix that you have to look from it from different angles, and this is your value proposition. What is, first of all, a value proposition? A value proposition is what is the unique value that your product is presenting to your clients, and this will be the base of your marketing exercise. And when you're thinking of this, you have to look at who is your market, who are the different people that you're going to provide your services or your product to. And here we come to an exercise that is very common called customer persona. A customer persona is usually someone that you think of that will typically buy your product. Could be a woman, could be an elderly, could be a kid. And then you have to think about what are the main characteristics that define this persona. What is their age? What are the gains that they're looking into increasing? And based on this, you will form a value proposition that will speak to them and tell them why they should get your product, whether this is a software, whether it's a service, or anything else. In this exercise, make sure that you do a market research. Ask around in your network as well as in the market and see what are the real pains and gains of the product of the people that you're going to target. You can do surveys, you can also buy data from the network, from the market, but make sure that you answer these questions as honest as possible. Once it is done, look at your competitors. You have different types of competitors. You have direct competitors and you have indirect competitors. The direct competitors provide a product that is similar to yours with the same set of features and with the same set of market segments. An indirect one could be a product that has some common features with you or some common market segments. Look at these competitors and see how you can differentiate yourself from them, how better you are. And it's not always about price. Price usually is the first thing that people think of. I'm going to provide a service or a product for a cheaper price. But in many cases, if you look at your personas, sometimes price is not the most important thing. It's how more efficient the product is, how more powerful it is, and how quicker it is. It could be a different set of features that your product will provide to have an edge over your competitors. Once you've done this, then you can start marketing. And in your marketing, you need to understand what are the channels that your customers, your base customers, will be listening to you. Some of your customers you can reach over social media, others over telephone, some over WhatsApp. There are indefinite number of channels that you can reach your customer to. So identify the channel. Once this channel is identified, look at the message that you want to come across. And this is the product of your analysis. So if you are targeting persona X, who is very active on social media and is looking for a service that is quick, that is hip, then your message should be on social media with this set of features. Now, what is most important once you're able to know who to reach is to know how much you should be charging for this product. Here, your competitor analysis will give you also an insight on what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. Make sure that you do surveys for people who are using softwares or products from your other competitors. Ask them the right question. Ask them, how is their satisfaction of this tool? What is missing in terms of features? Is it expensive? Is it not? Try to understand how will be the price quote of your product as they grow. Some of the products that you can sell are quantity based, so you can have a smaller price for smaller chunk and you can increase at the usage. In other cases, it's the other way around that makes more sense. You will be only able to answer these questions after you ask the right questions to your potential clients. Sometimes when you are entering a very competitive market, or on the other spectrum, you which is actually you are entering a market that no one has tapped into. Finding an early adapter or finding a first group of people that will use your product is the most difficult task. Here, there are many tricks. The first one is that you can go and speak to a group of them under an umbrella like a Chamber of Commerce, Chamber of Industry, and you can pitch to them directly and give them free access to your product. You can give them also free training. You can give them an extra additional incentive to adopt your product. In this case, many will make a mistake that I will not do some things that do not scale. I have a small team, then I cannot do everything on my hands. In this particular area, it is all right if you do things that do not scale. One example is Airbnb. When they started, they had no users whatsoever. And in order to make it happen, they have literally bought hundreds of boxes of cereals, and then they have put an ad for Airbnb on it and give out the cereal for free. This is not scalable, but for them it was very important to reach their first segment of clients. Once you reach your first 100 customers, this will create and trigger a new chain of effect. There will be word of mouth, and this is where you should be ready to be able to cater to the needs of the people that will come to you. And in this case, you must be ready to scale. Ready to scale means that you should have the right supply for the demand that will come. This is not an easy task. If you are selling a software, this could be easier because your product should be programmed to scale depending on the use. But if you are selling a tangible product, then you make sure that you have a supply chain that works. And in this case, there are specific partnerships that you can build with suppliers. You can also apply for line credits in banks, or, which is also more safer, bring investor from VCs. If you have 100 customers, VCs will look at your traction, will look at how short period of time you've been able to close this gap. If you were fast and you were efficient, then you will have a better evaluation of your company and you will be able to bring in better investment to grow and scale on a large mass.